So, 2 weeks ago, I made a video about how Campaign Evolved will not be replacing Combat Evolved, the original from 2001. And it mostly encompassed, like, it's just, it's not the same, and I'm not the same person. And I was right about a lot of that and wrong about some other things. And yeah, I want to get into that. I do stand by the core of what I said that Campaign Evolved will not bring me to what Combat Evolved gave me. Something like sitting on the floor cross-legged in my parents' living room. You can only play a game once, and I think Combat Evolved spent that token like 25 years ago. And while I was right about my core argument there, where it gets down to like moment to moment gameplay is where it gets a lot more complicated. And I don't think this is a game that most people wanted. I don't think it's really a game that hardly anybody wanted. I do think they really redeemed themselves. Like, this makes Anniversary just a fucking null point. Like, Anniversary might as well not exist at this point after playing the remake. I wanted more Halo, but I wanted new shit and different shit. And so what I did was I played the bonus missions first, the little prequel, like mini campaigns, like 3 missions long, might take you an hour and a half. That shit fucking rocked. It was honestly pretty awesome. It felt like I was playing through the book First Strike or something like that. It was actually really cool. And despite Unreal Engine looking like fucking Unreal Engine, this is still the best that Halo has ever looked. Getting into the game was a little awkward for me though. Some of the controls are remapped, and it took me a minute to find my flow state, but I did find my flow state.
There are no typical murderers.
Outside with the mob, outside with the belly. I just called the reverend, and the blessing.
The weapon sandbox is definitely a lot different than Halo Combat Evolved, and that stands out pretty much fucking immediately. The balance is different, there's more weapons. Honestly, there's more than there should be. There's a lot of weapons that fill pretty much the same role, but I'm okay with that because it's just a campaign. It doesn't have to be necessarily super balanced. I feel like playing this on Legendary would be kind of taxing because it actually was kind of hard, especially these 3 missions here. The prequel missions feature a section where you're flying a Seraph around fighting this like research battleship. And honestly, in terms of like Halo flight missions, this one was actually pretty badass. It was very, very similar to like Long Night of Solace. Honestly, I wanted to play everything in chronological order, and that might have been a mistake because these 3 missions were actually kind of a treat, and they would have been really refreshing after finishing the campaign again. Side note, pay close attention to the lighting because it straight up is just some Unreal Engine 5 bullshit. Some of the shimmering makes me feel like I'm playing fucking Ark Survival Evolved. Upon starting the actual campaign, one of the first things I noticed immediately is one, the cutscenes are vastly superior to the original. There's so much more breadth, and they add a lot of detail. Not just in like visuals, but they are genuinely longer, more detailed, and more action-heavy cutscenes, which is really cool. But the first thing you will notice, it also is just the fucking uncanny valley of the faces, man. What is going on with the faces? For real though, I mean, like, look at my boy Johnson. He looks like fucking Steve Harvey. What in the fuck happened? The beginning of the campaign, at least the first 2 levels, are pretty much one-to-one recreations, just prettier and better cutscenes, and I think they were trying to cater to the purists here. 343 loves doing that thing. I'm sorry, Halo Studios loves doing that thing where they just want to cater to everybody, except for the multiplayer crowd on this one. Don't know why the fuck they did that. Halo Studios not changing the beginning of the campaign all that much might be some bitterness on my part, given the fact that I've played the campaign about 3 times in the last 2 months with various mod packs. So that's on me, I guess, but the voice lines in the cutscenes are pretty much all redone, but they did keep some really interesting ones that I maybe would have left out, like this one. I wonder if they're gonna do that. No, she's been hit! Dude, it's that line. That shit sounds so goofy. Like, why did they leave that in there? For what? Now, I know I'm bitching a lot and I sound really bitter, but I cannot stress enough how much I enjoyed playing this. Like, this was a real treat. I took a day off work to go to the bank, and when I got home, instead of going back to work, I just downloaded this shit and played it, and it was kind of a good experience. It was a game that I was excited for, and by the end of it, it was a game that I enjoyed. How often does that shit happen nowadays? I genuinely think this game was a test bed for Halo Studios to kind of show the community what they can actually pull off when they really do listen. The prequel missions just on their own stand to show that they can tell a story within the universe with the Covenant and actually tell a good story and have good gameplay around it. To me personally, they fucking nailed 343 Guilty Spark. And they nailed it without using a shitload of fog, which is what everyone used to say made that mission so fucking eerie and ambient. They honestly nailed the atmosphere of that mission. I mean, it is great, front to back, awesome. Like, the Jenkins cutscene was fucking phenomenal. The Flood themselves, on the other hand, their AI is fucking just garbage. They suck ass. They barely do anything, especially in the early game, unless they have massive numbers, which throughout most of the campaign they don't until like the last 2 levels. They just can't do shit. Seeing tank forms in Campaign Evolved was great. It was really cool to see, but using Halo 3's AI was just not the right choice. It just did not work for the game. It fucked with the flow of things quite a bit, and half the time they just run at you, swing, and miss. The library is where it really starts to kind of mix things up, and they've completely revamped the library. It is not the same map, like, at fucking all. And it's pretty good. It's honestly kind of nice. They really did us justice with the franchise's biggest fucking slogfest. I don't care how iconic the original campaign is, that map fucking blows dick and you know it. They weren't as like big of changes, but they did also reflow 2 betrayals with more vehicles and easier access to certain areas, and Keys has a very slight change up to make it a little less of the same maps but backwards. I personally appreciate those changes. That's what I think sucks about playing the Halo campaign. I think the last half of the campaign sucks until you get to the Maw. And there is a whole dev team that could not agree more. Most of the Maw remains relatively unchanged until you get to the Warthog run. The Warthog run, they changed up quite a bit, and it's pretty awesome. I like it. I think it might actually be better now, somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. Just, except for one thing. The Warthog, what in the fuck were they thinking? Changing the controls of how you steer the Warthog. It is no longer where you look anymore. It is like WASD, or I'm assuming left thumbstick if you're on a controller, but what the fuck? That is so fucking stupid. Why change controls for something that has been the same for 25 fucking years? That is just, what? Dude, this is gonna make the Warthog run fucking hard. The thing that pains me, honestly, is they did such a good job with this remake, in my honest opinion, and Halo has gotta be one of the saltiest communities ever that will bitch to the end of the earth about fucking everything, and I know that these 4 or 5 little things that I talked about that bother me a little bit, they're going to just jump all over for like the next 5 years until they make another Halo game, which kind of sucks. And I'm going to venture a guess that the rumor is true that they're remastering 2 and 3 also, which feels kind of dumb given the fact that 2 got remastered in 2017, but if it gets the same treatment that this game does and they actually do reflow some stuff and change some things here and there, I guess I'm open for it now after playing Campaign Evolved. If someone's new to the series, this isn't really a bad jumping off point. It's actually pretty solid. It's fun to play, and it still feels like an old-ass game. I hope the game does well and we do start getting more Halo content, especially side stuff. I'm genuinely curious if they're going to just be separating campaign and multiplayer releases just because the fan base is so divided on that. But if they could balance multiple games separately and have story there for the people that are genuinely interested in where it goes and the lore as a whole, and a product that is specifically made for you to push somebody's shit in a lobby, then I think that would be okay. Whether you've played the campaign yet or are still waiting, or if you're not going to play it at all, let me know what you're doing in the comments and let me know what you think about the game. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing or just leaving a like. And if you want to hang out, you can come watch the Twitch streams if you'd like, or just come chill in Discord and just play Halo with me. Shout out to the 12 people that watch all of my shit. I'm Krishani Hennessy, signing off, San Diego.
Krishani, thank you.